We're on.
Okay, great. Welcome back, everyone.
Hey, guys.
To Canby Unfiltered.
I just started screaming.
This is Travis and Judy, and we hope your day is going well.
And speaking of days, it's the middle of the day, and we're on YouTube, guys. We're on YouTube as well. We didn't put
Middle of the day.
Yeah, middle of the day, Judy. And that's they're like, hopefully it's not a work day.
It was a work morning. It was a work morning.
Yeah, we had a big work morning, and now we're taking a little break, 40-minute break here, to give you guys a podcast.
And yes, we're coming in hot.
Okay, Judy, hit them with get going.
Okay, well, how have you been? What's been going on with you?
Oh.
Just putting out work fires.
Putting out work fires. This morning, we've just been cranking, Judy. That's all we do. All we do is crank. And I mean that as a drug, people.
No. Every day we work. Every single day we work a little bit at least, and then relax a little bit at least.
Yeah, we're trying to balance it out. But let's hit them with some talk, Judy. The good people came here because they wanted the talk.
Okay, well, what's going on in my life? My life, I'm currently super sore. My body feels like it was hit by a car.
Okay.
I'm so sore from the gym.
Yeah.
Because I slacked off out of town over the weekend and just, ate whatever I wanted, drank too much wine, didn't work out.
Yeah.
And so that was a hard first day back at the gym. So currently feel like that. And then my face is very tight, gritty, feels weird.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. We're getting somewhere.
Because I just did a laser.
You sure did.
On my face.
Show the good camera. We're on YouTube. Show the camera your face.
Well, I have some makeup on, but if you feel it, it feels very gritty. And
Let me put right now, guys. Right now, I'm putting my finger.
I did the IPL
on Judy's face right now, and what it feels like. You know what it feels like, Judy? It feels like almost
sand.
The very beginning to sandpaper. Like if sandpaper was just starting to grow.
Right, and it's not on the whole thing. So I did the IPL and a Clear and Brilliant. And those are two separate lasers, and it's for discoloration and wrinkles and I don't know, it might kill bacteria, but that's not why I go. I go for discoloration and evening my skin tone. So if you have any melasma problems, call me. I'm your girl. I've got all the topicals. I've got the creams. I know the vitamins to take.
It's melasma girl.
The lasers to use.
Who's that?
I've done all the research.
It's melasma girl.
Oh no. Buy and sell with melasma girl.
Hey,
so that was really good. I think this is my third or fourth laser. I bought a package deal, and it's a little intimidating going to these. It's not like a plastic surgery place, but it's a Botox filler.
It's like the real deal.
Yeah, they do all those little things.
And then they got you. I'm sorry, I don't jump the gun.
Yeah, that's what. Is this your story? Did you get it done? No, she has me. She sits me down. They take all these photos first, and then they put this camera, this TV screen up, and they show your face. It's huge, by the way, and they split your face down the middle, and they put two left sides together, two right sides together, and then your actual face is in the middle, and they show you how unsymmetrical.
Two left sides of your face?
Yes, how unsymmetrical you are compared to the two rights. And we could even this out. If we put filler in your lower left jawline, it would be even with your right jawline. You'd be more symmetrical, aka more beautiful, because beauty is just a measurement of symmetry. So you're just like thrown off, and I had to tell her, I'm just here for discoloration. Like, I understand I could get bigger lips and less wrinkles and this and that.
Right.
And then she also said, are you a side sleeper? Do you sleep on your left side? And I said, I do. And she goes, I can tell. So it was like,
push that button.
I just was shocked. I do sleep on my left side, and I know that, obviously it's not the best. But my God, I didn't notice. I didn't know nurses and nurse practitioners could notice, so that threw me off. You gotta have thick skin when you go into one of these places.
The
bedside manner was not ideal.
But their sale point is, if I tear you down, I break you down make you feel like shit, then you're gonna want to buy the next product. You're gonna do the injection. You're gonna do the filler. You're gonna want to do this because
It's always trying to reach.
Do you know
this
how pretty
level.
you could be if you just did this one little procedure? It's only $200.
Yeah, sure.
You would be so not. I'm not saying
I know,
you.
but
I'm saying like
everybody. But like, I want to look like myself, and it's also
predatory.
It is very predatory, but it's very weird to not think that I might offend someone to the point where they don't want to come here and they'll take their business elsewhere. Because coming in for an untouched look is not the same to, these are all the things I would do to you. I was like, whoa. And I told her, I said, whoa, that's a long list. Like, okay.
You're like, are you a plastic surgeon? Do you have any background? She's like, not really.
Yeah, but I love a laser. Lasers are really great. I just maintain your beauty,
And you look great.
I've got to do it. White people age like shit is what I'm told.
They said spoiled milk.
Oh, God.
But you're like, what, half Italian, half Brit. What are you again?
I'm still just got that dried up white skin.
Damn!
Wrinkly old, cracky skin.
It's big. If you don't know what that is, it's a new button I figured out.
Yeah.
All right. No, you got great skin, Judy. You have great skin.
Thanks,
you really do.
Guys. So that's what's going on with my body, my face and my body, the gym and Alaska.
Does the laser hurt?
Yeah, it's not ideal, but it doesn't hurt a lot. I mean, if you've ever had anything waxed or, laser hair removal or something, then it's not that bad.
I've had someone wax a corner of my beard before.
Yikes.
Some of the worst pain I've ever felt in my entire life.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. And
Is that what you go through on your woo-hoo?
Yeah.
You're on your woo-woo?
Yeah, and then she spreads your lips apart.
Judy, no
way. The sensitive
No.
skin and gets the hair there too and waxes it off.
Is that a special thing or is that what every
it's
waxer does?
Every waxer does that. If you want a full Brazilian. Now, if you just want a bikini, they just do the outside that would show in a bikini. But a full Brazilian.
Okay, so ladies, I don't know what you guys are thinking, but if you're going in there just for like half-ass wax, that's when I go. Who goes in there and goes, just get it enough away? Just pull enough off.
I don't know. I used to work in a salon, and they definitely did that. Those women would book those appointments.
Just so you trick them. Enough to trick them?
Oh, jeez. Okay, so that's what's going on, and what else do I have on here? Oh, I learned a new manifestation trick.
Okay, share this. This is good, people. I haven't heard it, but let's get it. Good.
And I think that we should do it. You love doing things like this, and I think that we should make it into some sort of, I don't know, contest, whatever you do.
Okay, sure.
It's called the 55 times 5.
55 times 5, okay.
Yes, and you write out a sentence of what you want, whatever you're wanting to manifest, and you write that sentence 55 times every day for 5 days. 55 times 5.
Really?
Yes.
What?
Yes, and they even said they like the number 3. So if someone did a 33 by 3 days, and they said my money tripled.
No.
Yes, they got what they wanted. Yes.
Okay, well then we should start this tomorrow, Judy.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
I just found out about it.
What are you going to do?
I don't know yet. There's so many things I want to do, but only one sentence at a time, really, and you really got to think about it. But I mean, 33 times 3, that's much better than 55 times 5. But like, go for the gold. Like, why not do it?
What I would say is, I would just say, I think I'd work on my golf game. I'd be like,
are you kidding me?
What?
That's what you want to do?
What? No, I said I would get my golf.
Oh my God. I'm thinking like money, probably.
Yeah, I know you're thinking money.
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna make $1 million next week.
Money is freedom.
No, I attract really cool clients. That's what I should say. I attract really cool clients that are down to earth and that are wealthy and that are dinks.
No, dual income, no kids.
Yeah, just dinks or dual income, no kids. And those people are super wealthy.
Those are those people.
Those are those people. Like, where do you spend
Those are us. We're them.
Not for long. Tell them, Jude.
Trav's got baby fever, everyone.
Da, 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 da.
And since he told me he had baby fever.
You always say baby fever. You say baby fever is no, because baby fever would be like if I talked about it 24/7 and I was like, "He's
ready to have a child."
Yeah, okay, that's better. Josh ready to have a kid, yeah, okay, but not baby.
But I think everybody. Okay, sure.
Because baby fever is like when guys talk to me about baby fever, they're like, "Dude, she's got baby fever." And when a guy says it to another man, baby fever, that girl's a psycho. Every guy out there right now, you know what I'm talking about, right? When someone says baby fever, psycho. Run for the hills, Judy.
She just wants to get pregnant.
She's like, I want a kid so bad. I don't even care who it comes from. No pun intended. Ah.
Yikes. Childbirth, raising a child, being a responsible adult, and you're responsible for another.
Are you ready for that?
I better get ready.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
All right, let's move past the kid.
Yeah, well, move past the kid. I won't, when we have kids, I won't be able to do anything fun. I gotta do it
Now there's a bunch of moms listening right now going, Judy, give me a break.
I know.
I got you, ladies. Don't worry, I got you. Yeah, you'll be able to do plenty of stuff. You just got to be able to afford like a couple nannies.
Yeah.
That's it, right?
No, I don't think so. I just don't think like this past weekend I wouldn't have been doing that if I was a mom.
Okay. Well, no, that's for fucking damn sure, Judy. Judy, tell them what happened. You guys want to hear a great story? And they're like, yeah, that's why we came here on this podcast, to hear those stories. Tell them, Judith.
I ate mushrooms this past weekend.
Oh my God, and this story is insane. Oh God. So, but people need to know this. So Judy loves to kind of push the boundaries a little bit just to see what happens.
Totally.
Well, not really. You are.
I'm a little conservative. I like to play it safe sometimes, but also I'm down for a good time. Like I want to throw caution to the wind a little bit and have fun.
Bit.
I just want to experience life. I'm not trying to get all like crazy.
And for all the psychos like out there, like, oh, dude, she's totally doing threesomes and foursomes. No, guys, no.
Too conservative.
Guys, no, Jesus. They're like, oh fuck, oh, I wouldn't even think of that.
She's polyamorous.
Yeah.
No.
Oh Jesus. But anyway, so we go to this wedding this weekend, and where is it in?
In wine country.
Wine country, Petaluma,
in Sonoma County.
California.
About 30-40 minutes from Napa, 30-40 minutes from San Fran. Really cute area.
Yeah, so we're going up there because
my friend's getting married.
Judy's friend's getting married, and we're going to go up there and have a good time. And we're going with
another couple, good friends of ours.
Right, and
it was a lot of fun. So this bride her nickname was Gypsy. She is very free spirit.
No shoes, no socks.
Yeah,
that should be enough for you guys.
She wore no shoes when she walked down the aisle.
No shoes, no socks.
Yeah.
No deodorant, you pee in cups?
No, she's not like that. And
okay.
she's just, it was great. They saged the...
But you have to be more descriptive, Judy.
The minister saged.
Let me start. Look, so guys, when we walked up to it, it was a grassy knoll, like in a very farm area, right? So there's a barn that's hosting the wedding, and then there was other grassy lower levels. So when you first walk in, you go to this grassy level, and in this level, people are sitting around, they're holding flowers, they're just like congregating, they're like, everything's good, positive energy. The ordained minister was an individual, and he starts calling everybody to come like corral around.
Make a circle.
The circle, right? And so when he's making the circle before the bride and the groom come out, he wanted to cleanse the circle. So he lit sage, and he went from person to person and made you inhale the sage and was like...
Well, not inhale it, but
dude, he put it in my face.
Of course.
He put it in my face. I can't even breathe.
But he just saged each person,
Yeah, every person. So every person gets cleaned. So it was very spiritual, like, I don't want to use that word like hippie, but it was very like organic-y, chill. It was hippie.
We were cleaning chakras and...
So anyway, so then they came out and they were encompassed in so like they were in the middle of the circle and everyone was around them, right? And then at one point, if you can imagine yourself putting your hands out like you were like...
we had to send our energy, good energy and thoughts, like right before he announced them man and wife.
Yeah, so like if you imagine yourself like holding out your hands out to a fire, you know what I mean?
Yes, and my poor friend who was a bridesmaid, this is kind of like not her realm, and she just looked so confused, and I watched her watch the bridesmaids next to her like, what are we doing?
But it was that kind of vibe, right?
Yeah.
So it was very like chill, and the weather was beautiful. And
she had flowers in her hair, the bride did.
Yeah, so like very like that. So anyway, dude, so prior to this, Judy's like, with these people that we're going with, they're mushroom eaters?
Yeah, every once in a while.
Is that a word? You're a mushroom eater?
They like to dabble in chocolate mushrooms. And so I've actually had chocolate mushrooms before, just once or twice before. And I took just a very small amount because I'm like, I don't want to get sick. You hear that your stomach gets nauseous and stuff like that. So I played it safe and I had a nice time. I just remember it was kind of like, having a couple of beers or something, you're just relaxed, or it's like smoking a joint, nothing crazy. People will say mushrooms is a psychedelic, and maybe on some level, obviously it is, but you don't see things, or
it
wasn't like
some
that.
mushrooms.
I'm sure if you macro dose, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, so we were supposed to, like, I guess just microdose, right? So anyway, Judy and I have done mushrooms before, and we did it on the beach in Santa Monica, and like it had the mountains and the sunset, and the music was playing, and we had a blanket out, and it was like food, and it was very chill with good people. And
Just a
literally,
small group.
all we did literally was laugh the whole fucking
and
the
watch
whole
the
time.
Watch the
whole
sunset,
time.
and we went to a nice dinner, and that was it.
Yeah, so that was great. That was the first experience. The like following day, I was like, that was such a great time. I'm gonna do it again. So I ate another mushroom.
While I was gone, I was running errands. He did this by himself.
And I ended up just staring. I got into a shower and just stared at the drain for like, what, 2 or 3 hours with the water on me?
Why were you in the shower? You were sweaty? You were...
I just was so uncomfortable. It was the worst. I had the worst experience ever. And I was like, just get me out of here. And so I just, when I turned all the lights off, had the water on me. For some reason, it made me feel better, but it was a nightmare experience. So anyway, so going from that experience, Judy was like, hey, when we go to this wedding, do you want to, like, maybe we just nibble,
eat a little mushrooms
because, like, our friends are going to be doing it.
Because everyone at the wedding was they were probably eating mushrooms and no one knew. You know what I mean? This was kind of like that group.
It was like that kind of group, right? So I was like, okay. I was like, yeah, sure, I'm down for
like a kumbaya.
I was like, sure, I'll try a little mushroom, I guess, but like nothing crazy. Because I don't like when I lose control of myself and I can't control who I am.
Right. So we got these chocolate bars. And
if you're watching the YouTube, they're like, they're like this size.
What is that? Like 4 by 3 inches?
No, it's a 3 by 3 squares. 3 by 3 squares.
Okay. And my friends told us, oh, this would be enough. Handed me a bar and said, oh, this would be enough for you and Travis. You would split a bar. And that was just what was in my head. I'm going to split this bar. Oh, this whole bar is for Travis and I.
Right.
Great.
And so if you picture the chocolate bar like this, a square, right? So there's 3 squares up top, 3 squares in the middle, and then 3 squares at the bottom. So it's a 3 by 3.
Right. So you can break them off.
So you can break off individual squares, right? And
like
so,
a Kit Kat, kind of.
But yeah, in a way. So that individual he was saying, only nibble one of the squares, like the corner of one.
Right. Break off a square, a quote unquote bar from the candy bar.
And that's what he was saying.
And then you'll split that one small bar within the candy bar.
Right. So we're sitting there at the table, and Judy's like, "You want to do our little mushrooms?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll do little nibs,
But the wedding's been going on for about 3 hours, so all the important stuff is behind us.
All the stuff. Yeah.
We're just socializing. People are eating, drinking. I think dancing is starting, stuff like that.
Yeah, like
bars popping.
Yeah, it's going. It's fine.
Photo booth.
Yeah. And so at this point, I'm like, sure. And so I unwrap it, and then like I hand it over to Judy, just holding it. And I look around for a second. I turn back around, and Judy has engulfed 2 of the squares.
2 of those squares.
2 of the squares. So there's only 1 left on a row, if that makes sense.
Because I thought that was a wimpy thing to do. I thought I needed to eat half of the whole candy bar. So I just popped in those 2 little bars, and I was like, I'll eat this real quick. And
dude. So I look over, and I'm like, Judy! I'm like, oh my God, did you just eat 2 of the bars? And she's like, yeah.
Yeah.
And when I knew that you did that.
He looked scared, and I thought, oh man, why is he scared?
And then that's when our buddy came over, and when he came over, he goes, you guys want to do this? And I was like, yeah, aren't we supposed to only nibble one little part of this one part? And he was like, yeah. And then I said, Judy just ate 2. And it wasn't more than 20 minutes later, you were fucking lit.
Lit.
I was like, are you kidding me?
Yes.
And at this point, guys, it's just so you have for comparison, right? I had a little nibs.
He had half of 1 bar, right? Half of one little square bar.
Yeah, like very, very small bit. Judy got 2 massive things. I got a little bit, and I was starting to feel mine. And then Judy, you were so Judy's like, imagine Judy just absolutely tripping balls.
Oh my God.
To the next level. So the groom gets up there.
Yes, after everyone's doing their own thing. I thought this is great. And then all of a sudden it's like ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, you could hit the glass and the glass. Yeah.
And to start speeches. And I was like, oh no. Oh no.
Oh my God, I'm embarrassed for you.
All I remember is just hysterically laughing where I had to put my head down and try to like do deep breathing to make my body stop shaking because I was laughing so hard. Could not stop laughing.
Unbelievable.
At a very serious moment. And I was like, how is this? This is not my norm. I'm never like, I'm going to get lit in the middle of your ceremony.
No,
like,
you didn't know. You just crushed it. You had no idea. And it took over her body. So I'm holding her at this point and like in my arm. She's rested like a little wounded bird in my shoulder.
But still laughing.
And she is just shaking in laughter. And all of a sudden, my little nib starts to kick in. And I'm like, oh no. I'm like, no, this is the worst shit ever. I'm like, oh no, I don't like this. But then I was like, okay, I guess it's fine.
Well, and then you got serious with me because I could not stop, and you squeezed my hand a little bit and kind of like bent down, and you're like, Judy, do you need to stand outside?
Well, dude, of course, it was
like,
insane.
I don't want to be
no,
the one
and I felt like he was
wedding.
looking at you too, and he was dying laughing. He was, by the way, he was crying at that point. He was in a full blown crying, and you were laughing.
Yeah, I know. I don't remember exactly, but I could have also been laughing because it was so serious. I just could not stop laughing. And the marijuana gives you, or not the marijuana, the mushroom gives you kind of like, it's like a body high, but it does have a very weird sensation. I do remember feeling like I need to take my high heels off. Like, ooh, I can't believe I'm walking around in these stilts right now, but like over my dead body, am I taking off my shoes in a wedding right now? Like, give me a break.
I hated it.
Yeah.
I hated it so much that I left the wedding.
Well, how about you walked into a stranger's home?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, so at one point, like on this compound, there's a person that lives there.
Right, and you just weren't feeling well. Dude, that tiny little square of chocolate, tiny. I had like 4.5 times, 5 times the amount.
That's why I was scared for you.
I'm half your weight.
And you were gone. There was a point when you came up to me. So guys, listen. So basically, I left the venue, and this is after I was there for like 5 hours. I mean, I was there for a long time. But I had started leaving the venue because I was tripping. I just didn't feel good. I didn't like the way I was feeling. It was way over intense. And so I started walking down the hill, and the three of them were all on like cloud 9, laughing, having the best time of their lives.
Laughing so hard.
Hysterically laughing nonstop. And I was on the other end of the spectrum. So I was like, oh man, this sucks. But I didn't want to kill your time. I didn't want you guys to be worried about me. But
it was nausea and the body high sensation.
The body high was so insane. And I was so nauseous, like dumb nauseous. And then I was like, well, maybe I'll just go throw up behind the barn. Maybe that'll help. But then I started walking down and I thought, maybe I'll just get a little bit of water. And so there was, I guess someone lives on the compound of where the wedding was at. And so I just theoretically, well, not theoretically, I did. I walked into someone's house. Like I opened the door at 6:10, walked in, and they were both on the couch.
Watching TV.
They both immediately like flipped their heads right. They were, and looked at me. And I was like, and I was like tripping. And I was like, I need water. Give me water, motherfucker.
These people were not in the wedding. At the wedding,
and then he got up and he was like, what do you need? And I was like, can I get some water? And he's like, there should be water at the wedding, man. And I was like, there isn't any water at the wedding. And I already checked. I was like, there isn't. They drank it all. I need water. And then I went down and I grabbed this old ice cream empty container. It was like a Ben & Jerry's one, like a small pint.
My God.
Yes.
Trash? Paper trash?
It looked clean.
Oh my
God. And I was like, I'll use this. I was tripping. I was like, I need this one. And he was like, okay. And I was like, his sink water fine? He was like, you can use this. And he opens up the fridge and it's got a little filter thing. So I squirted on there. I started drinking ice cream, like water bullshit.
Yeah.
And I'm just cranking on it. And then I went and sat in his backyard. And I sat there and I was just away from everybody. And then I thought to myself, I cannot do this. I can't do this. And I hate this drug. And then that's when I came up. Oh, then you came down and you sat next to me and you started laughing. And you're like, babe.
I just was.
Oh, dude. I was like, leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Yeah. And then our friend came to follow you too and hang out with you and make sure you're okay, but just weren't having a good time. That's really too bad for you.
And you guys were having the best time, so I didn't want to ruin their time. So I got a lift, right?
Which also, like, my friends were like, oh no, is he all right? Do you need to go with him? Is everything okay? And because I was having a good time and everything was funny to me a little bit. I was like, oh, poor little baby, just gonna need to throw up. He'll be all right. Like, that's okay.
He's fine.
But also, when you're not eating mushrooms and you don't feel nauseous, you take sneaky lifts out all the time.
Yeah, so it's totally fine. So I was like, you guys enjoy your time. I'm gonna go and like do me. So and it's called peaking, I guess, when you start to get like really high. And so like I'm not feeling well. And the Lyft guy pulls up. He's an Indian man. He pulls up, and I get in the car, and I'm like, I'm on mushrooms. I'm on mushrooms. Get me back to the place. I'm on mushrooms. And he's like, you took magic mushrooms? I was like, yeah. And he's like, oh, fuck. And he's like, well, I never took them before. And I was like, I just don't like them. Let's get home. And I kept asking him like every 4 minutes how close we were. I was like, where are we now? And he was like, 5 more minutes. And I was like, now. And he's like, 3. I'm like, now. He's like, 2. We're right around the corner. Immediately got in. Threw off my suit, threw all my clothes off, got into the shower, turned the water on, hit the lights off, and just sat there once again, staring at a drain.
It's like 7 o'clock in the evening.
You didn't come back till like 1 in the morning. You were lit. God, you were lit.
Yeah, we had a good time. So I had 3 glasses of wine and a little bit of food before I ate the mushrooms, and then ate more food. And I do remember thinking, like, the laughing part was so fun. I mean, obviously, everyone
who doesn't like
to
laugh?
Yeah. So once that subsided and I sat down and I could recognize and register the body high, and I was like, oh God, I thought that this hit me really hard, but I had to man up. I had to go through. It's like, I'm at this wedding. This is my friend's wedding. I can't be like, I did drugs for the first time and couldn't hang like my man.
Right.
That's fine. You can disappear and stuff. You don't know them as well as I know them. But I was like, I have to stay here. I have to just drink water. And one of my friends goes, the point is you keep drinking while you eat mushrooms. I'm like, dude, one thing at a time, people.
I'm done. I'm not done with mushrooms. I don't want to do it ever again. I'm done. That was it. I'm good. I did it. It was my 3rd time. It didn't work.
Every party has a pooper.
And that was me, right? No, I didn't poop.
Party pooper.
Pooper?
Yeah, when you leave.
Fuck. It was the worst. I hated that drug. I did not like that. And I didn't think it was going to be that tense. I thought it was going to be like still like being like just a chill buzz, but it was too much for me.
Well, I think that what gave me confidence to go about and eat that much is obviously I thought I was not, I thought I wasn't even eating enough. I thought the 2 little pieces I ate was the slow build.
Yeah.
And then I'll have like 2 more and 2 more, and that'll be half, and we're good to go.
What if you did what he said and you ate half the bar? Oh my God. Judy,
Right.
There was one point you looked at me and you looked like you were on meth. I was like, are you
Oh my God. Really?
Oh my God. It was so scary. I didn't even know who you were. And you were just laughing. You're like,
Yeah, good times.
Speaking of people that were out of control and out of their body, my mother called me last night.
Oh yeah.
On an Ambien thing. So she calls me sometimes when she's on Ambien and she doesn't know she's doing it. And it always happens when she's calling me at like 1:30 in the morning, her time.
Her time. She says she's on the East Coast.
Sure enough, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, oh my God.
9, 10 o'clock here.
Not again. I'm like, hey Mom. She's like, hey, what's up? What are you doing? And I'm like, I'm getting ready to go to bed over here, I think. She's like, yeah. She's like, I'm just downstairs right now. I'm like, cool. All right. Where's Dad? She's like, Dad's asleep, but I'm about to eat these Doritos.
Oh my God. 1 a.m. that truth serum.
Yeah.
Ambien
I'm about to eat these Doritos. Just want to tell you I'm eating these Doritos. I was like, cool, nice.
That's great.
Unbelievable.
Amazing.
And we had like a 45-minute conversation.
That she doesn't really remember all
at
the
all.
bits
Nothing.
and pieces.
Nothing about it she remembers.
That's funny. Yeah, no, I dated a guy who had to take Ambien every once in a while. He didn't like taking it, but he needed to sleep, so every once in a while he would. And the trick is, you have to take it and get in bed. You need to be asleep by the time it hits, or like falling asleep. You can't be like trying to stay up, because it is truth serum. It is weird. You say wacky stuff. You don't remember. Yeah. You walk outside. People are like, why are you outside? The next day you're like, why was I outside? I have no idea. The whole thing is just awful if you're up. But I hear people like to take Ambien and have sex.
I guess. I don't know. But anyway, but that was it. So she's doing that now. And it's like, damn. All right.
Well,
I should start recording the conversations. Like, this is what you said last night. She's like, no. I'm like, yep, you sure did.
You willed me everything.
You told me you were going to give me it all.
Yeah. Hilarious.
You told me you hated your sisters.
No.
I mean, my sisters.
Her daughters.
Her daughters.
There you go.
Anything else?
What else?
What are we at? We're at 28 minutes. Ooh, this is a kind of a shorty.
Shorty? You're short.
Fuck.
I can't believe you're never going to do mushrooms with me.
Dude, I don't want to do
like in the woods or something. Maybe it was just because too many people around. It doesn't make sense. Oh, this is what I wanted to say. This is the other added layer of confidence that I had with this mushrooms. I listened to a podcast about mushrooms from, like, I don't know what they're called, a mushroom farmer. I don't know. I was in the middle of cleaning the house, but I got the gist of it. It was My Maria 777 has a podcast, and it's one of her most recent ones if you want to check it out.
Okay.
And this woman, she grows mushrooms and she's been doing it for years, and she was talking about microdosing, and you're supposed to microdose, which is taking a very, very small amount of mushrooms.
Right.
Lion's mane mushrooms, all the brain functioning mushrooms, and also the psychedelic mushrooms. And you take just a little bit of that every day for 2 weeks, and then it's supposed to clear depression and anxiety and blah, blah, blah.
Dang.
So
they say mushrooms are ultra powerful.
Right,
Well,
and
obviously,
patience. It teaches you
that,
patience too, and it's she said something like, you're not going to, mushrooms are never going to hit you the way like smoking weed, how you get an instant head change. She's like, that's never going to happen. She's like, if you macrodose, she was saying something about macrodosing, which I think would be like what I took and more, probably more than one. Remember that guy said that someone eats like 1.5 full candy bars and goes to concerts and functions?
I don't understand how you do that. I just don't understand how you do that. I guess the purpose is, and there's probably mushroom meat, I call them mushroom eaters, people who eat mushrooms out there right now going, dude, they're probably like, Travis, the biggest was. But I'm just telling you, like, I can't imagine eating a whole candy bar, and then another half one. I would just, I guess you just stand there. What the fuck do you do? There's no way I could have functioned. No possible way I could have functioned. I would have been comatose. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. It was fun. I called one of my friends who was not at the wedding, and I left her a voicemail, apparently documenting my experience and what was going on, and like, I wish you were here, girl, or something like that. She's like, I'm never deleting this voicemail. This is the best voicemaemail ever.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear that. Didn't even remember calling her.
Unbelievable.
Yikes.
Jeez.
But it was fun. Be safe. I mean, this is what I think. It's not meth. It's not man-made. Okay, it's a mushroom that grows from the earth, much like marijuana. You know, those. Right. I feel like those two things, they literally came from Jesus. It's not like even alcohol is man-made, or if you let it sit long enough and it ferments, yeah, then great, it turns to alcohol. And I guess that's natural, and maybe Jesus made that too. But like literally, it's from the ground.
And that's your excuse.
Yeah.
And that's what Judy's going to stick with.
Yeah, because it's not cocaine, it's not meth, it's not crack.
Got it.
Right. I'm not huffing.
You can only eat so much that you literally could not drive.
Oh, yeah, it's true. Fine. So what? Alcohol too?
That's what I'm saying. They're the same thing.
Speaking of drugs, I also apparently huffed for the first time.
What?
Yeah.
What? I've never heard this before. Judy, that's disgusting, first of all.
Or what? Maybe it's not called huffing.
Do you know huffing's when you get over a gas can and take stuff in and huff stuff?
So they gave me laughing gas when I did my laser.
Oh, it's not, babe. No, don't ever tell people you huff.
What was that called? A whippet.
What?
It's basically a whippet. Whippet.
Now, people probably have no idea what's going on now.
Okay, let's start over.
Okay, so one, Judy's never huffed before. Let's clarify that. Maybe you have. Let's clarify that. Huffing, Judy, is like if I was to get a gas can and then sit over it and like...
Oh no, I saw that on My Strange
and breathe it in, that's huffing.
Yes, this older woman had a water bottle filled with gasoline.
Filled in the field.
With gasoline. She kept smelling it because she was addicted to it.
So she's huffing that.
Right, and she was killing her brain cells.
Yeah,
I'm not a huffer. Okay. That's not what I meant. I'm so sorry.
So Judy's not a huffer.
No.
And then the next thing was...
when I got my laser done for my skincare thing.
They put laughing
gas on me. And she was like, no, I need you to take some big hits. And I remember thinking like, oh my God, I'm high. Then later, and I was coming down, and I had done it twice before, the laser, and I had this weird sense of deja vu as I was like coming down. I was like, oh man, that was a interesting, fun, weird ride. And she goes, yeah, it's kind of like a whippet. And I was like, what? She's like, what?
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
like, huh? Yeah.
So I've never done a whippet before.
But a whippet is little.
It's like
metal.
nitrous oxide, is that right? I'm sorry if I fucked that up. But anyway, it's basically laughing gas, and it's inside of like a little canister, a little CO2 canister that you usually see. And
people do it with whipped cream, right?
Yeah, and so you sell them at grocery stores, and they're canister compressed air, and then you buy the apparatus basically that makes whipped cream. So you put the cream in there, you put the air pressure in there, and then you squeeze it, and then it makes this cream that's fluffy like whipped cream. So what people have done is they remove the cream, and then they put everything together, but they remove the cream. So when you squeeze the handle, all it is just a shot of air.
I feel like little druggies are just engineers, little.
And then you shoot that air into your mouth,
guys.
and you take a huge deep hit. My buddy told me that he would do like 15 to 20 whippets in a night.
Because it only lasts like seconds.
No, he said it lasts like 10, 15 seconds, like 30 seconds, some shit like that.
Yeah.
But it's like total fuck mode. You have no idea where you're at. Once again, another drug where you cannot in control.
Yeah, see, and it doesn't come from the earth, so I can't do that.
Yeah, that's...
Unless I'm getting the laser treatment.
And you see those little canisters on the ground all over Hollywood. All over Hollywood.
And K-Town, all over Los Angeles.
Who the fuck is constantly doing whippets? And I heard it burns your brain cells like rapid speed.
Right.
It's like a hydrogen bomb for your brain.
The little nurse helper at the laser place I said, whip it. Oh yeah, those little things. Oh, okay, that's interesting. That's what it's like. He's like, you never did a whippet in high school? I'm like, no. What freaking high school did you go to? Was that like a thing? I didn't even know what that was.
I definitely knew what it was, but I remember my cousin, and once when we were at Thanksgiving, he was going in to get the whipped cream, and he was like, come here. And then I walked around the refrigerator door, and he bent down beneath when anybody could see him, and then he just goes with the whipped cream. But
at Thanksgiving?
Yeah, but it's the canister that you push down the white cap. Yeah. But he aimed it in a way that the cream wouldn't come out, and it was just straight air. And so it was like taking a whippet. And he took a huge whippet shot. I mean, dude, huge. And he was like, I'm so fucked. And then he did it again and again, to the point when my mom got it for dessert, none of it came out. It came out like a wet diarrhea. I was like, because he took all the air out because he's fucking getting baked behind the refrigerator door.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was like, well, dude, you can't take all that. You can't be selfishly getting whippets and fuck everybody for dessert.
Jeez.
You know what I mean? Like, get it together.
By the way,
get your drugs under control.
I don't think I've ever seen a little whippet canister thing at the grocery store. I only saw them around Los Angeles and was like, what the hell is this?
Dude, if we wanted to do whippets today,
I don't.
We could go get a whippet canister and start just burning brain cells and be dumb as balls in here. Like, ugh. I just don't. It's like, to me, it's like meth. I know it's aggressive, and people are probably like, dude, get real. But it's like, anything that evaporates your brain such a quick, like that way.
It literally is killing brain cells.
I mean, it's horrible for you. It's bad for it's extra bad for your lungs. It's horrible for your brain. Yeah. And the high lasts like 15 seconds. The risk and reward is so off.
Right. As the daughter of a nurse, she used to always tell me those things. So it was like, oh, I don't really want to kill my brain cells. And then you'd see, tweaker, homeless people who are so addicted to whatever drug it is. And that I'm like, oh, too scared that would be my reality. No thanks.
No way.
No.
That's intense.
Yeah.
So.
Even the stuff from the earth, I'm still like, maybe
Cocaine,
not.
Cocaine's from the earth?
I don't think so.
No, it's not. We know it's not. No.
I'm sure a couple of the ingredients.
The cacao leaf or whatever.
Yeah, sure, that is. And then you do... how do these people... They're little scientists.
Pour gasoline on it, it evaporates, it does this and that. Before you know it, you've got
how do these people discover all this stuff? And baking. My brain goes to baking. How do people say, oh, baking soda and flour and water, and I wait and it rises in heat and it turns to this? How do they discover cake and cupcakes and bread and...
I think people
pizza dough.
I don't know, I have no idea, but I think the marijuana was discovered from people
burning the
bushes, clearing ground, and then
right. And then people eating mushrooms all the time, and then they'd eat this particular mushroom, and they're like, holy shizen.
And I guarantee there's other leaves out there, other plants that are just like weed or even better. You know what I mean? That people just don't know because we haven't eaten it yet.
What's the synthetic marijuana that they were selling for a while?
Dude, what was it called?
Salvia?
Yes.
Salvia.
Very good.
I don't think I ever smoked salvia.
And it had levels like 10x salvia, 50x salvia, 100x salvia. Yeah. And if you go on YouTube, I used to do this all the time and research people taking salvia hits. It's like watching an exorcism.
Right.
It's insane.
It's like doing a whippet. No, I don't know.
No, they look like they're possessed. Method.
Yeah.
They look possessed.
Yeah.
And they take bong hits of Salvia X100. And you're like, no fucking way. Don't do that. And they do it because they want to be cool. And then they're rolling over tables or tripping balls or smashing their own face. Their buddies are holding their hands down. Right. And it's like, who does these drugs? Who enjoys this?
And that you can get at any smoke shop. Or at least you could. Maybe they banned it or something.
Oh my God.
Because 4 or 5 years ago, I feel like it was a hot topic. People are like, wow, salvia. But...
Salvia.
It's synthetic marijuana. No thanks. That sounds fucking weird as shit.
And I guess...
I'm down for a good time, but I gotta... What's the long time study? Can I see you do it first?
Even if they're it's harmless, I wouldn't even touch it. I don't like those drugs. I don't like the mushrooms. I didn't like this. Looking at salvia looks like a nightmare. It looks like a living nightmare on YouTube.
Well,
I don't know why anybody would do that.
What other drugs did you like?
I liked opium.
Opium?
Opium,
Are you like an old Chinese man?
Well, I mean, that's what it was, right? That was in college. But I mean, like, it was the Red Rock. And I was dating a girl at the time who, she had an opium rock. And it was a little red rock. And she's like, this is how you do it. You just take if you're watching on YouTube, you basically just take a paper clip and you bend it up so there's like a point, and then you put the rock on the tip of the paper clip, like almost like you wedge it in, and then you light it.
Like resin, like a big ball of resin.
Yeah, so like the paper clip has a base and then a shaft, and then on top of the shaft, right there. And so you put that underneath the cup and it's already lit, and then the cup begins to fill up with smoke, and then you have a straw and you lift the cup up at the bottom, and you suck, right? And then you take that in, and then you put the cup back down, it fills up with smoke, and then you just shift the cup on the table over to someone else. And then they have a straw, and that's how you do it, and that's how you take a hit. And it continues to burn, and the fucking thing burns forever, right? And basically people told me, they're like, yeah, just like super chill, whatever. And it was just real chill. I didn't have like an appetite. I wasn't like super hungry or anything. It's just like a very mellow, chill, good time. And I can imagine why the Chinese liked it so much. It's just like a very relaxing drug. There's no, that's it. That's
I almost feel like it's in between marijuana and like smoking a joint and drinking kava tea. Kava tea, the Indian herb that kind of relaxes you but also makes you chatty.
Yeah, I thought it was very relaxing, and that's the only time I ever had it. That one time in my entire life, but it was good. I liked it. And other than that, like my rule was no powder.
Yeah.
No needles.
No needles. Don't do needles, guys.
I didn't get into pills. I mean, that one time I got addicted. Did we ever talk about that? I don't want to talk about that now.
No, I don't want to talk about that.
I'll write it down just in case we ever.
Oh, I don't know about that one. That was an accident.
Yeah, but other than that, I mean, no. I really haven't done really much any drugs except mushrooms with you. I was fucking dumb, and then I've smoked weed and.
Don't blame me because you can't hang.
Opium, and that was it, right?
You're gonna do it again. I'm gonna make you do it again.
God,
you gotta do it again. A tiny bit. Also, you had beer. You know, you're at the wedding. You ate like charcuterie board. You don't eat cheese. You don't drink beer.
By the way, we went to a vineyard. Not to cut you off.
No, I love it.
But I'm just saying, we went to a vineyard, and for everyone.
Your first ever.
Yeah, and it was the Kendall Jackson.
It was
Chardonnay.
Yes.
Yeah, we got there, and I was kind of excited. I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be cool," and I wasn't too impressed. I was like, "Oh, well, fuck." I mean,
I'm sorry, it wasn't like the Malibu safari and wine tour with the animals that were, $140 a ticket.
I just wanted to be more like vines and grapes and a lot of shit going. It's like a big fucking concrete wall, big concrete pad.
It was a beautiful little like chateau house. It was great. And it was like 10 to 15 round tables with people at them, and then they would bring out wine. That wasn't good enough for you?
Yeah, I guess I'm good.
You needed to be in the vineyard.
I wanted to like more like dirt and organic, and like, this is grapes. Oh, what just fell on me? Was it a grape? A grape fell on me.
You didn't want to drive the 30 minutes to Napa, so this one literally was the closest.
Yeah, we didn't go to Napa.
We
went to Yapa. Welcome to Yapa.
We flew into Santa Rosa, and Kendall Jackson is right next to the Santa Rosa airport, so it was a good one.
And then I was like, I'm starving. What do you have for food? And he's like, well, I've got this cheese from France and this cheese from Scotland. And I was like, oh.
Salami. We had a charcuterie plate, and we were all so hungry that they left, and the four of us, we ordered a second charcuterie plate.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's
it. Lots of cheese and lots of mushrooms, guys.
This was an interesting podcast. I think we should go.
Yeah.
42 minutes in, 43.
We have mushrooms to eat.
Oh my God. So the moral of the story is stay away from mushrooms.
Start slow, I guess.
Slow?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. If you're going to try it. But I think I'm done, Jude.
Yeah, don't get scared. Like 9
My back is so sore. They're probably watching on YouTube thinking, is he like passing gas? Because I keep doing like this. But it's really my back is sore from working out. Sorry.
Nice. No, I can't remember. Oh, a bunch of states are legalizing them. These
Oakland.
Psychedelics.
Oakland. I think you can get mushrooms in Oakland.
And Oregon, and I think Washington, and all sorts of stuff. I think LA City Council is talking about it.
Insane.
I know.
Dude, there's no way you can
Probably New York.
Fuck.
I don't know.
Okay.
That's it.
Oh, anyway, guys. So look, we've done a bunch of stuff, but we haven't had really a ton of reviews on iTunes.
Yes, we'd love a review.
Or like a share, or an Instagram story. We repost you.
When you leave a review on iTunes, podcast, you can leave any type, you can be anonymous, any type of username. It doesn't have to be your first name, last name, real name, anything like that. So if you enjoy this and you want some more entertainment and some crazy, wild, unfiltered, Canby and company, I'm company, stories, then please give us a little review.
Yeah, of course. All right. That was well said, Judy. Anyway, until then, ta-da. Cheers.